Hi everyone and welcome to Loveworks. I am Stella and we are going to do an all signs tarot reading for you. We are going to get just practical wisdom, everyday, no nonsense type advice as to whatever situations may come up. We're going to do Aries all the way through Pisces. You are welcome to watch this for other placements. All the timestamps are below in the comments, and if you would like a personal reading with me, my link is in the description box underneath the More tab of this video. Okay, so let's get started and see what's going on. We're going to start with Aries and move our way forward. Okay, so let's see what's going on. Aries energies, please. Tell me about Aries. Aries. Aries, please. What is the message for our Aries placement friends, please? Okay. All right. Awesome. Very good energy. Love it. Okay. Definitely warming up. Like in your overall, like, soul. Okay. Well, okay, getting there. All right. Okay. Okay. Wow, like you guys, you really, okay, this is a good message for you guys. All right, because you really can move forward. The thing is, yeah, oh, wow. All right, so I was looking at the bottom of the deck, Six of Swords, leaving behind like mental troubles, worries, judgments, things like that, really letting that stuff go. If I were to continue off the top of the deck here, where we already have the Chariot card, the Three of Cups, the next card is also the Wheel of Fortune, which is such a, oh my gosh, and an opportunity. Here's the thing, what I'm seeing, Aries, is the only thing holding you back within a situation right now is your mind. Okay. So, because you have like the Strength card here and the Fool card. For those of you who are tarot readers, I am not reading this card as what is your challenge. Okay. I'm reading it as something else. So, just so you know. So, for those of you who know tarot, if you don't worry about it. So, the thing is, it's like, it's time, I feel like Aries, it's time to put a lot of indecisiveness, worry, fear, things like that, and just show who you are. Be who you are. It's like you have this beautiful inner strength card right now. So there's this potential for that to come out. But it takes that leap of faith, you know, to trust yourself to do that. Because and it goes deeper than that, because in society, even if we're like a free-spirited person, it still can feel difficult to just be like this inner strength or be who we are and kind of show off who we are in a healthy way. Because some people, you know, get turned off by, you know, too much inner strength. That's a terrible thing, but it's true. You know, some people, like if you demonstrate, you know, your inner strength around the wrong people, you know, or situations, then people can view you as, oh, Aries thinks are all that, or, you know, something like that. You know? So, but this is really requiring you to bring out that inner strength that is within you. Let the world around you see that. All right. I feel like you guys have been very trying to do things too logically and calculating. Now, by calculating, I don't mean controlling and calculating and that kind of like mischievous, you know, not that kind of calculating, like just very like calculating, well, I don't know, if I do this, then that'll happen. And, you know, just too much mental approach to whatever it is like you're trying to succeed toward at this time. And with this Five of Swords here showing up in your current energy, then it's like, it's definitely, it's kind of a fight or flight feeling to me. And I don't usually get that with the Five of Swords. Typically, I get that with Seven of Swords. But I'm getting fight or flight here, where there's this like obstinance, but it's in like your own disappointments in the past, or like, well, I'm not going to do that again because, I'm going to make sure I stay logical and deductive and, all these things. And that's actually not serving you at this time. So it's more of a balance of those things, because you have the Three of Swords here, where I feel like because this is actually showing up in your advice energy. So Spirit would never advise you to be brokenhearted. That makes no sense. So obviously, one of the old school meanings of this card, because I have this old deck, and it's called recognition on the Three of Swords. And I feel like what your advice is to recognize what it is that has disappointed you, like why that's not working, this mental construct, or mentally trying to deduce something, mentally trying to figure something out, too much thoughts on something, like that is disappointing you. That's leading you to disappointments and brokenheartedness in this situation. Instead, we have these cards here about like moving forward and like looking at life as a celebration, or getting back out there. So maybe some of you, it could be angry at a particular masculine who is very cold, or just, not loving or supportive, or, it could have been from a long time ago. These things can go way back, or it could be something recent, separation, divorce, third parties, any of those things. But you have this like single energy here, or self resilience, energy here of pushing forward to turn the wheel, leaving that stuff behind, and your actual ability. Look at all these major arcanas. I mean, we have the Strength card, the Fool card, the Chariot card, the Wheel of Fortune is showing up in your spread, right? And we don't have that many cards out, like 8, something like that. So it's like, this is saying absolutely, this is time to look for the celebrations of life, not the, well, I've got to figure this out. I've got to map this out in my head. I've got to make sure I do this and follow this to the T. And that stuff it's not working. All right. And I feel like if you really sit with that, like, you'll see that's not what's working. Spirit doesn't want that. It might have worked in the past, or maybe you think that's what you need more of, but Spirit is saying, no, what you need to do is like show off your inner strength, your inner beauty, your ability to take leaps of faith, your ability to break through obstacles and be in this energy of celebrating and turning the wheel. That's what I'm seeing. Okay. All right. So we are on to Taurus. Nice reading, Aries. A lot of potential there. Okay. Taurus, please. Taurus. Okay. All right, Taurus, let's see what's going on for Taurus. What are their messages for our Taurus friends, Taurus placements? Okay. All right, Taurus. Yeah, time to see something from a different perspective here. Okay, so let's see. Oh, hello, Queen of Wands. Okay, all right. Let's see. Let me see what's going on here. I feel like you guys need to realize you're healed and walk into the fire. All right. Or like metaphorically. Okay. Because you have the Star card, you have the Death card showing up here. 2 major arcanas right in the beginning. And these cards are representing like your energy at this time. We have Aquarius and Scorpio energy here, if that means anything to you. But these cards aren't, even if you're like dating an Aquarius or a Scorpio or something, these cards represent you, though, in my spread. So it's like, you have this, you've healed, I hate to say healed as a past tense, because it's like we never fully are like healed and, oh my God, everything's, just great now. But at the same time, we can be, we can heal situations. We can do that self-work, that inner work, that inner nurturing and healing. And we can definitely come to a kind of a precipice, you know, a point, a pinnacle of where it's like, okay, yeah, you know, I'm not thinking about that breakup so much anymore, or I'm not thinking about that, you know, failed career attempt so much anymore, you know, something like that. We can reach those pinnacles. All right. So we're never completely like healed of everything. I mean, this is Earth, right? But this is showing that it's time to recognize, Taurus. And I think you guys had this message recently. I don't know. I remember saying this recently. It's like you have reached this energy of inner strength, healing from a situation. So now it's time to kind of get out there and like go with that. Go, you know, show the world you're ready, you know, your world, whatever that may be. Show your world that you are ready to get out there now. So that could mean in romance and dating for many of you, or if it's work and career related, something along those lines. But one of the things I feel is like you may be a bit addicted to healing. So it's like sometimes when we do heal from a situation and we are ready, you know, to go on and tackle new things, sometimes like that's so unfamiliar to us because it's been such a dark energy of healing that we don't recognize that we're actually ready to start moving forward. So this reading is saying, Taurus, you are actually ready to start moving forward. Okay. So in some aspect of your life here, whatever you've really been working on, you know, for self-healing. So it's time to kind of chase, like, you know, run into the fire, you know, just you know, again, metaphorically, with these cards, because it's like, I do feel like some of you either have like a really interesting idea, or you have a new crush, or, you know, or you're ready to date, you know, whatever it may be here. So with this Eight of Cups going into the Five of Wands, again, this is like, okay, you've left that emotional stuff in the past. Now it's time to jump back into the circus. All right. You know, jump back into the ring, get back on the horse, you know, whatever it may be. Yeah, you have the Four of Cups here, and this is showing up in your advice sector of this reading. Again, it's like, I feel like this is like literally like the hand of God, right? Handing you this Ace of Cups, like a trophy, you know, and saying, look, okay, here's the Ace of Cups. You earned it, you know, self-love, you know, all that type of, you know, fresh new start, you know, kind of energy. But it's, again, being comfortable in that energy of, well, you know, I don't know. I'm not 100% healed. I'm not this. I'm not that. And Spirit is saying the opposite. Especially for some of you, this could absolutely have something to do with like getting out there, meeting someone new, things like that. You know, we have a King of Cups and a Queen of Wands here. I would say if you are a masculine energy, then what would be very good for you right now is to open up more emotional vulnerability at this time. Okay, not the swagger, all right, as much as the emotional vulnerability right now. Because it's not the King of Wands, you know, sometimes people need that, but no, this is showing the King of Cups. If you are a feminine energy, it's time to prance, Taurus. I know you're not like prancers, but you know, you're more low key, you know, kind of that quiet, subtle, mysterious beauty. But this is time to kind of, you know, get out there and show it off a little bit, you know, work with what you got, right? If it's romance and things like that. If it's more like work and career, it's the same message. All right. It's just saying like, okay, it's time to jump into the circus again. You know, yeah, it's competitive. Yeah, it's this. Yeah, it's confusing as hell. Yeah, you're going to go on 10 interviews, you know, for the same job position, you know, but it's like, go for it. You know, this is your time to move forward. Okay. All right. So we are on to Gemini. All right. If you like this video, thumbs up, please. Appreciate it. All right. Okay, let's see what's going on. Geminis, please. Geminis. All right, Gemini friends, Gemini placements. What do we got going on for the message for Gemini? Okay. I just heard obla-dee, obla-da, life goes on, something like that. Okay. Let's see. Okay. All right. Yeah, who needs that sun card? Yeah, whatever. Okay. All right, sun card showing up here. But that's the thing. I think some of you need to discard a Leo. All right, and don't, if you're cross watching and you're a Leo cross watching because you love a Gemini, don't. It's not you. Okay. All right, this is for Geminis. All right, because what's interesting is it didn't fall to the floor. It fell like on my little table desk here. And because there's a little, tarot saying like what falls to the floor comes to the door, right? Well, it in a good way, right? It didn't fall to the floor, and it just sort of like had this like nonchalant energy to it. Like of course, we never want to discard the sun or positivity or something like that. So that's why I feel like some of you have a Leo that it's like you just sort of don't see possibly like the influence, and it's not working for you. All right, so it's like, I don't know. Put that aside for now. Okay, but let's see. Let's get to the main reading here. Okay. Yeah, I feel like you guys are in hiding out mode. With the Queen of Cups, you have the Ten of Pentacles here as well. Just sort of reviewing things a lot, maybe deeper in your emotions, that kind of thing. I don't get like depression or melancholy or anything like that. I mean, the Queen of Cups sometimes can be that. I don't sense that so much as being like the overwhelming force for you right now. It may have been before, something like that, but I don't see that now. I see it more as just like really trying to figure out what you want to do. I feel like you're just kind of telling the world you're fine, you're good, kind of keeping the story up, kind of keeping appearances up, things along those lines. Recent past, you have Nine of Cups. So we had that Sun card. What else? Yeah, Page of Swords. Let me see. Because you have the Fool card here too. Hold on, give me just 1 second. Yeah, okay, so, yeah, torn between two lovers just came into my head too. But it's like, it's not a love affair. Okay, so I feel like you guys are like torn between two, well, Gemini, right? Of course you are. All right, two different ways of doing things. It's like part of you wants to represent like yourself as this very, grounded, down to earth, very practical. Well, not very practical, but like just very like has it all together, has the nice car, the nice house, that sort of thing. Part of you wants to represent that. But there's this other side of you that is like wanting something more adventurous out of life. And the thing is, it's available to you. I think that is what is actually working for you and what will actually oddly bring the Ten of Pentacles for you. So it's like, I think a part of you is desiring, like it's almost like these two different sides of you. And I'm not just saying that because it's Gemini, right? It really is showing that. So there's like these two different sides of you that, again, like kind of want to present to the world as this sort of, stable, I made it, I have that great job, I have that great car, kind of person, like I said. And then there's this other side though that is like wanting to have more fun, do something more adventurous, do something more, creative, maybe something like that is what I see, like sort of that dynamic. And I feel like that's why, like, there's something like you're keeping inside emotionally that needs to be freed, as far as like whatever it is like you are hoping for or dreaming for in more adventure or more creativity. Like, go that route, because I think it will actually surprise you and end up bringing you like this more stable, because like let's put it this way. So most like the old school way of thinking was like, oh, you know, go get a university degree, go to school, go work hard at the company, and then, you know, retire and have the 10 of Pentacles life, right? And now and then there's the complete opposite of that, that we started hitting more into the like Gen Z millennial time of, oh, screw all that, you know, I'm just going to go be an influencer and make gobs of money and get my 10 of Pentacles that way. Okay, so it's like that, but there's like an in between for you, is what I'm seeing, where it is a little bit of both of those things, but making them work in a more practical way. And here's what it's going to take, I feel, is making the decision to work with someone else. All right, because it's like, it's a small team. It's 3 people here. Now it could just be 2 people and a bank loan, or, you know, something like that. But it's like working with a small team seems to be something that can achieve like what your soul is craving right now. Because this 4 of Cups is saying like, I always point out, it's like the hand of God, you know, handing you this new Ace of Cups, this new opportunity, this self-love of nurturing and beautiful opportunities. But look at the person's body language. They're like this, and like, look, they don't even see that cup. They're not even noticing it, right? So they're too focused on like, oh, that'll never happen, or oh, I should have done this with my life, or oh, I should have done that, you know, and they don't even see the opportunity that like God or spirit or whatever is putting right in front of them. And that opportunity is the Ace of Cups, which is knowing your self-worth and value and self-love, and that your cup will overfloweth when you free yourself toward your wishes. So that's what I'm seeing here. So your advice is to make a decision. All right, not to stay stuck in this infinity loop of, should I do this? Should I do that? Should I do this? Should I do that? But to make a decision. And I feel like a lot of you will, all right, because this is actually showing up in your near future outcome potential. And the 3 of Pentacles is about like working with others, working in small groups, getting on the same page with a situation, stuff of that nature. So I do feel like there's a lot of hopes and dreams that need to be explored here. I don't feel like like I said, it's not to the extreme. It's not like, oh, chuck it all, you know, chuck your job and go become some influencer and Insta fame, you know, stuff like that. Again, it's like a practical, but yet, yeah, it can't, you know, like there is a dream there, you know, that will free you. And it is a little bit different, and it's probably a little bit creative. All right. That's what I'm seeing. All right. Okay. So let's go to Cancers. If you like this video, please thumbs up, leave a comment. I'd really appreciate it. All right. Hype it. I guess there's a new feature, hyping videos. I don't know. I'm going to read about it. All right. Okay. What do we have for Cancers, please? Cancer. All right. Cancers. What is their message? Cancer friends. Cancer placements. Cancers. Ooh, sneaky, sneaky. Who dat? All right. Sup, Cancer. 2 a.m. text. Yeah. Nope. All right. Okay, let's see. What's going on for Cancers, please? Cancer placements. Cancer friends, what do we got? What is their message? Okay. Or maybe you're the one sending the 2 a.m. text, Cancers. Sup, Scorpio. Okay. I don't know. All right, let's see. Yeah, all right. Yeah, there could be a Libra or a Gemini, something like, I don't know. I do feel like there is someone in your energy that's possibly a little bit, no, hold on. Let me take a look. Because honestly, it's kind of showing as you. So hold on. Well, keep in mind though, there's cross watchers too. Okay. Yeah, that's true. Okay. Give me 1 minute here. Yeah, okay. You have the Seven of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles. All right, so 2 sevens showing up in your energy. Okay, so sevens are always, to me personally as a reader, about spiritual change that needs to occur, spiritual change that needs to happen. The Seven of Swords is oftentimes a card to me of tiptoeing around said spiritual change that needs to happen. Not really like wanting to draw that out, and instead wanting to sort of tiptoe out of that situation. Fight or flight a little bit, right? All right. Then we got this Seven of Pentacles, but then there's this other side of you that's like, well, you know, maybe I should do that. Maybe I should think about that a little bit more. So I feel like there's something right now. It's the masculine energy side of you. So like for some of you, here's the tricky part about Cancers and this particular spread for you guys is you're so empathetic that you do tend to take on like others' energy. So this would be the only sign I would say out of the 12 I'm doing that this may not be your energy. I'm reading this as everyone's energy in these spreads. So in other words, if I was doing an Aries spread, you know, Aries reading, this would absolutely be Aries and I would read it as Aries. But for you guys, since you are so commingly, you know, with others' energy, this might be your person or someone on your mind. Okay. So it's masculine energy though. So I'll just leave it at that. So it could be you as a feminine, but it's like your masculine side of things. All right. That is tiptoeing around something. It's like, a little bit martyrish also with the Seven of Pentacles. That sort of like, oh, you know, look how hard I work, you know, kind of things. I don't know. There's something here that needs to change because it's like waiting for change isn't really like working out for you. Working too hard for change isn't really working out for you either. So I don't think it's about either one of those things. So in other words, it's whatever's going on for you guys right now, whether it be like putting work into a relationship or putting work into a job or career or putting work into just life in general, there's something here that's saying it, you know, tiptoeing around it isn't the answer, but then it's like working super hard at it isn't the answer either. So it's like that fine line, that in between, and I can see clearly. I can see clearly now. The rain is gone. Yeah, I can see clearly like where this will go. But let's take a look at one more section, and then we'll get to that. But I feel like that's like the deeper core of where you're at right now. So it's like you have the Six of Wands, the Knight of Cups, and the Eight of Wands. And the Eight of Wands is kind of showing in sort of like a hidden influence position here. So yeah, there may be some texting, some messages, something like that going on. I do feel like that some of you recently have gained more confidence and are ready to move forward romantically. And you may be texting with someone, or you may be deciding to get back out there again, you know, something like that. I do feel there's a lot of confidence around you as far as moving forward. I would say, you know, with this Nine of Pentacles and Eight of Pentacles, this is showing up more as your advice and then your more sort of like few days energy as far as like possible outcome energy. So when I talked about this before, it's like tiptoeing around this, but then, or working too hard. It's like neither one of these is working. So you got to find that like sort of sweet spot in between, right? Is what I'm seeing here with relationships. So that would mean like in romance, it would mean don't entertain things, you know, don't Seven of Swords, don't entertain things that you know there's red flags or that you know aren't going where you want them to go, right? And on the same token, or it could also mean like don't keep throwing in a lot of hard work to a relationship that's like not fulfilling you, you know, instead. And it's the same thing with work and career. You know, don't sort of tiptoe around it and pretend like it's not a problem. Don't keep thinking that, well, if I just keep throwing out work, you know, everything's going to be fine. It's like, hell no, get out those resumes, right? Or find out what you can do independently to bring yourself more of a stable income. Okay. So there's a lot here about as far as your advice and your outcome, advice, potential outcome here about you standing on your self-reliant 2 feet and like focusing on work right now. Like that's like your best bet at this time. Now, this is just current energy readings. So that doesn't mean like for the next, 9 months or, anything like that. For some of you, possibly. All right. But it's like, it's what's showing up now in the here and now, like what is advice and the most likely outcome. It's like the more that you just sort of see the Nine of Pentacles energy is not trying too hard. The Nine of Pentacles energy isn't like tiptoeing around something, trying not to be seen or something like that. The Nine of Pentacles is like, hey, here I am. I'm very self-reliant. I'm very grounded. I'm this, I'm that. It's like, be that. That's your in-between that I'm talking about. And I feel it will also... So that would be great for work and career, but if it's more about romance, it will also bring you the confidence to bring in, a lot of romantic offers here also. So I would say main energy for you, hands down, hands down. All right. Nine of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, self-reliance, work on that. All right. For sure. Okay. And it doesn't mean you have to go rush out and start your own business or something like that. Some of you, possibly, that could be very good. But it's like self-reliance as far as like presenting yourself as a very capable, grounded, unique, kind of person, right? Like just be that true you that you are. Okay, so we are on to Leos, please. Let's see. Oh, Leo, Nine of Cups, Ace of Swords. Okay. Let's see what, and I just saw the Sun card. All right, let's see what's going on for Leo. Here comes the Sun. Here comes the Leo. And I say, it's all right. Da 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 da. All right. Yep. Aren't you glad I forwent my singing career? All right, let's see. What's up, Leo? Leo placement. Leo friends, what is the message, please, for Leos? Okay. Whoa. All right. You are ready. You are ready for something new. Okay. Interesting. Okay. But what? But what? Okay, I get you. I get that energy, Leo. I understand. Okay. Just pick something. Okay. Yeah, I do feel like Leos, you are being, like blessed right here with like some sort of yeah, it's okay. Like just make a choice, go forward, just do something. Okay, is what I'm getting here. There's a stuckness here, but it's not like it's like I don't see stuck in depression or stuck in I don't know. It's like, it doesn't feel like that, like when you're super heavy and you just sort of like, I don't know, I give up. It's like not like that. You have the World card and Judgment card here. I feel like it's more that like you really are ready for some kind of leveling up or moving forward or new cycle, something along those lines. But I don't think it's a fear of judgment necessarily, like, well, I'm scared what people will think. I don't think it's that. I think it's more though, it is a little bit like possibly deep rooted subconscious stuff of that. Possibly I would be willing to gamble one of you had a parent that was like, well, what will people think, or something along those lines. Maybe hyper vigilant with appearances, or not necessarily physical appearances, maybe, but like just appearances of how you show up to the world, that sort of thing. So it's like there's something like kind of deep rooted there, I feel subconsciously, that possibly like that's why like you're not able to kind of step into where you need to step into. And this may be something that you haven't noticed or you haven't really realized. And here's the thing. I'm getting for some of you, you're like, no, that's, but but there is. Okay. And I'm not saying, oh, I'm right. I don't mean it like that, because it's not me anyway. It's spirit and their cards, but there is something. There is something there. And, I might not have hit it right on the head with a parent or, something like that, but there is something subconsciously that is deeper rooted that you're not seeing, that is, I don't like using the word afraid, but I can't think of a better word. What would be a better word than afraid? Just sort of, whatever, afraid. I don't know what else word. There's a million, I'm sure, but it's okay. The spirit says move on. Okay, so of this judgment, well, again, I don't know if I'm ready for that, or what will people think, or, well, that might be out of my league, something like that. And it's that influence from somewhere, again, a parent or maybe a past experience or something like that, that's kept you in that energy of not going for what you really, really want, right? Yeah. So be a spice girl right now, right? It's like seriously, that's a good, like spice thing, or spice guy, whatever, spice things up for yourself. Because there's this holding pattern that is basically holding you when you are clearly ready to put an end to that karmic cycle and move forward. And what's it going to take? Here's your advice card. Literally making a high vibrational choice to do so, to turn the wheel. And the good news is, I think many of you will, because this is showing as not like advice. This is showing as your potential outcome, all right, in this near future energy. So it's just what you may be like, well, okay, great, but what? I don't know what to do, or, that's my problem, or something like that. I feel like that's not the problem. It may be it may seem like it's the problem. And trust me, been there, done that. I understand that energy. It's where it's okay, yeah, I am ready to do something, but what? I don't know what to do. But I feel like that's a decoy of a mechanism within yourself that's not really the case. It's more that there's something that you're not seeing about this deeper karma within that is keeping you from making this choice because of some sort of judgment. And again, I don't really feel that it's that you're so afraid of what people think in your persona, but there is something deeper in there that is there. So uncovering that, maybe looking, look at your parents, look at your influences, look at past experiences, things like that may have made you, kind of, withdraw and ooh, that's scary. Or maybe you took a risk and you spent some money on something and it didn't work out. And so now you're afraid to, move forward or make choices or something like that. Or someone was just way too practical in your life that, oh, well, you can't do that, or, stuff like that. There's something to look at here, because it's very clear that there is something around you, and Spirit's trying to get your attention about it. Okay. But we're not seeing it when we're in this energy. Okay. So I feel like this is just saying, you know what, just make a choice. And those of you who do know what it is, go for it. Get that wheel turning. Okay. Those of you who, well, okay, great, Stella, but I don't know what it is. Well, then just do something. All right. Just do something different. So even if it's not a major, I'm not saying, oh, just, put in notice on your apartment and, leave for Spain or something like that. Maybe, but it's so it doesn't have to be that drastic or anything like that, but just do something. If you typically, don't go for walks, go for a walk, just do something. All right. Because it's just that energy alone, not just taking a walk, but just the energy of getting you to just make a choice and do something that isn't normally what you would do, is going to help you to get that wheel turning. Okay. All right. So let's see. That is Leo. We're on to, please thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. Thank you. Leave a comment. Say hi. All right. Let's go to Virgo. Virgo. Okay. All right. So what is the message for Virgo? We are looking for messages for our Virgo friends and Virgo placements. Let's see what we have for Virgo. I just heard entertainment is the spice of life. I don't I don't know what that means. Okay. Entertainment is the spice of life. I don't know. All right. Let's see. Virgos, please. What's going on, Virgo? Okay. Oh. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay. Okay. And there we go. All right. Yours is a little similar to... God, who was it? It wasn't Leo, so maybe Cancer's reading? I think it was Cancer's reading. Anyway, okay. So you have good energy right now. Let me clarify one card here. Why is the advice? Oh, okay. All right. Hold on. Yeah. Why is the advice? Okay. Oh, your card. Yeah. Ace of Wands. Okay. All right, let's see here. Okay, so Virgo, you have the High Priestess and the Six of Wands. I feel like you are in a good current energy right now of like, being super psychic. All right. Didn't you guys have that recently too? I don't know if it was the last reading I did or the one before that. It feels like it was you guys, but I could be wrong. Anyway, so it's like showing up with a High Priestess. Absolutely. It's like you're getting good hits psychically, right? You're on it. With the Six of Wands, also, I do feel like you guys are coming across very clearly, very confidently. It's a good time for you, I feel, to like just sort of demonstrate like your inner strength and how you are coming across to others. So in the recent past, not so much, I feel, with the Devil card here. It could have been a person or a situation or just a depression or a feeling of being trapped or something like that that's kind of held you back here. But in this current energy, it looks to me like a victory over the devil. All right. It's like, there's the victory crown. So a lot of you have got your like mind right? Like you're like, you know what, screw that. I'm not going to think about that negative crap. I'm not going to think about, the past. I'm not going to think about that asshole, whatever that devil card is for you, right? It's like you're clear. You've got your mind right, in a good position here. It's good. You're being very guided by this inner strength right now. It's awesome. I'm still not satisfied with this card though. I still want to, because it's your advice card, so I want to make sure that I'm receiving the right message on this. Can you give me a little bit more on this advice energy for Virgos, please? Because you actually have your energy in your like near future outcome here with the Eight of Pentacles, which is a great card. It is a card of, first of all, I feel like you guys will be taking on new projects or getting back to projects or moving forward, especially if it's some sort of individual endeavor of like work or, side hustle, something like that. Looks really good. But tell me about this Nine of Wands, please. Okay. Okay. Yeah, and your card coming out too. Ooh, hello. Wow. You guys... If you guys have cut out like X energy or like finally or not finally, but like let go of like toxic relationships, things that were unhealthy or something like that, some of you, and it's been a long time, it's like some of you have like a major love interest that could be leading toward, long-term marriage, something along those lines. Either that, or there's a Taurus coming in, all right, bringing a nice cup of love here, all right, or maybe even another Virgo, all right, that's possible too. So if it's romantic love, I do feel like your advice is to like kind of hang in there, all right, with Nine of Wands. I know that's like sort of annoying advice to hear, but it is, you know, something's been a long, hard road, like a long, hard road. All right. When I see the Nine of Wands, I know you've been through it. I know you've been through the ringer, and I know that you're getting tired of it, you know, and you're getting tired of the fight, of always just feeling, you know, like you got to fight for everything or something like that, right? Or just waiting, like, you know, man, you know, I'm doing all these right things. When is something going to happen? You know, so it's I get that energy for sure, but this is saying like, hang in there. All right. It's like, you know, there's this like really beautiful, like pretty much like ordained energy, you know, like coming toward you of like spirit applauding, saying, yeah, you know, that self-love, that self-reliance, that inner strength, that listening to your intuition, showing up with that confidence, getting that clear mind, you know, inner strength, that is what's working for you, Virgo. And it's like, and we see you. You know, we see you. We're going to bring you something that you love, okay? So it could have something to do with work, career, all right? Absolutely. Or it's just like, just a stronger sense of self that's attracting like a major relationship for some of you, okay? So keep doing what you're doing. Keep you know, keep putting that devil card like behind you and being victorious with clearing your mind towards victory, right? All right. Okay, we're on to Libra. Please thumbs up the video, Virgo. I'd appreciate it. Thank you. Drop a comment if you like, if you appreciated the video. Thank you. Okay, we're on to Libras. Let's see what is going on, Libra, please. Libra. Okay. Some of you missing a mom or a mom figure right now. I'll do what I can to step in and give some good mom advice here. All right. I know I can't, you know, can't replace a mom, but let's see what we got here. Okay. Could be because you're like you're on the precipice of taking a leap of faith towards a new opportunity. So of course, you know, like our inner child wants that like you know, comfort of like a mother figure in our lives at this time. Okay, but let's see. What do we have for Libras, please? Libra. Libra placements, Libra friends, what is up? Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Oh, definitely clearly been an ending of some sort in your energy here. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's see. There's something to see, like a different perspective about. There may be something or someone that is like leaving or moving on or something along those lines. Maybe there's been a broken relationship here, a broken marriage, breakup, or it could even be, you know, just, you know, maybe a good friend of yours or, you know, something like that. It's just like moving and, you know, you're going to miss them or, you know, something like that. There's this energy though here of like spirit really saying, hey, you know, look at this from a different perspective, because it's like, yeah, endings, but endings are merely new beginnings, right? Everything's cyclic. And I know that stuff sounds trite, you know, but there's a reason like that those popular phrases are around, because there's universal truth within those. So, I mean, the world card, it's a circle, right? It just keeps coming back upon itself. So it's like, you know, it may feel like difficult to leave it. It could be you too. Maybe you're like leaving a situation. You're like, you know, but it's like, there's this energy here of, I feel it's somebody else though, of like, oh, you know, this, you know, I'm going to miss this person. I wish it weren't gone, you know, that kind of thing. But again, spirit is urging you to see it from a different perspective, because it's like, there's something here that first of all, like, is karmically meant to happen, okay, with the World card and the Ten of Swords. And it's something that is ultimately, it doesn't possibly feel like it right now, but it is actually moving us toward less emotional attachment and moving us toward something new, exciting, adventurous in the future. So it's very difficult, to see that at this time. But it's like the Eight of Cups is always, to me personally as a reader, it doesn't always mean that to all tarot readers, but to me personally, it is a card of, there's that missing cup there, but it's like you're realizing that something's missing. Something's emotionally like missing in your life. So you're going to find that next cup. And I mean, what's left in the tarot from the Eight of Cups is the Nine of Cups, which is the wish fulfillment card, and the Ten of Cups, which is the fulfillment. So, and that makes 2 cups. Oh, wait, yeah, 8. This is the Eight of Cups. And then we want to make it to the Ten of Cups. So that's 2 cups away. The Two of Cups is connection. All right, so that's what's missing. So I do feel like there will be new connections. There will be new things, in the future. And I just feel like you're being a trooper about something right now, but there's also, again, like this urging to like do look at things from the other person's perspective, or different person's perspectives, things like that, because it's like there's something here about soldiering on through this, because there actually is good news that comes from this. And it may not seem like that again right now, but there actually is something that is positive and actually a very good turn of events coming toward you here. All right, so that's what I am seeing there for you, Libra. All right. All right, so let's see. That was Libra. We're on to Scorpio. Okay, Scorpios. Let's see. What is the message for Scorpio placements? Scorpio friends. Okay. Scorpios, please. What is the message for Scorpios? Scorpio placements, Scorpio friends. Any placement. Scorpios. Okay. All right, Scorpio. Let's see. Oh, all right. Keeping it under wraps. A la Scorpio style. All right. Okay. All right. Oh, all right. Okay. I feel like you have a mystery surprise coming forward. Okay, you have the Ace of Swords at the bottom of the deck. All right, so you have the High Priestess and the Chariot card. Okay. So, yeah, I feel like you're in good energy right now, Scorpio. It's, I feel like you're giving up the fight on something, but in a good way. So, it's like, oh, that's interesting. So, the Radiohead song, Give Up the Ghost, just popped into my head. I don't know if that was a psychic hit, though, that's meant for you, or if it's just that, because I said give up, because I really like that song. It's a great song. So it could just be me remembering that song in the moment. Yeah, I don't know if it's a psychic hit. It may be for some of you, okay? Like maybe the lyrics there have something for you. But yeah, I'm kind of just getting this energy that it's like you're following your intuition, you're moving forward. It's apparent, that you are. Like you're not hiding is what I'm getting. It's like you're keeping things under wraps, but you're not necessarily not in that typical Scorpio fashion that we love to like keep everything inside for that, because we always like to hold a few cards of mystery under our belt, don't we? All right. So it's like, but it's not that. Like I feel like you are more just really following your intuition and moving forward. That's what I'm getting right now. You have something that you are desiring or have been desiring, possibly for the last, like, I'm going with a 9 on this, like 9 months or something along those lines, right? And it does look like there's something about that you are kind of tired of fighting for. So it could have been a person. It could have been a situation or just a desire or something like that within your life. But it's like, I do feel like you are, that maybe you're finding like that's not what you wanted, or that it's not all that you desired, or something along those lines. So I feel like you are letting go of something that you have been very attached to or fought for. Okay. But in a healthy way, not in a, oh, I give up, kind of way, like in a very healthy way. Your reading is very mysterious. All right. So, and I'm going to honor that. I'm not going to poke and prod and try to, because, you're going to do that enough, as a Scorpio, you're going to, appreciate, I feel like, the mystery of it. And I know we want to get, as Scorpios, we always want to get to the root of something, and like, no, that's not enough. I want to dig. I want to find out. But I feel like this is a time to not be in that energy. Just keep trusting your intuition and moving forward. And also being prepared to leave behind something that possibly you have really wished for. I'm not saying give up on your dreams or anything like that, but it's going to be specific to each person out there, right? But there's something that you have been trying to manifest or hoped for or secretly hoped for or something like that has just caused like a lot of, like, you fought for it, but it ends up just kind of causing you resentment with it. As you leave that behind, I feel like then the karmic wheels of change, start turning for you in a positive way. Because I do see this Ace of Swords at the bottom of the deck. It's a lot to do with how your mind is operating at this time. I believe Leo had something similar. So maybe, if you have Leo placements, you may want to watch that reading too. I think it was them. So it's like, in a sense, I feel like you guys are becoming very clear on what your path is going to be. You're going to be very clear about communications. Like with people, there will be a clear conversation. It's not going to be, beating around the bush or, anything like that. Everything's going to be clear, straightforward. And I do feel that's coming in the near future energy here within this month. All right. Within 30 days. You are going to be a lot clearer on where you are headed. So karmically, I feel like you guys don't see this coming, but that's okay. But there's going to be a pretty major change, but it's actually in a positive way that is propelling you forward. And it's helping you to let go of something you thought you wanted and helping you move forward and get clearer on what is meant for you. Okay? All right, so that's what I see for Scorpio. We are into Sagittarius. If you like this video, Scorpio, please thumbs up, drop a comment. I'd appreciate it. Okay, let's see. So we're on to Sagittarius. Okay, Sagittarius, let's see what's going on for you. Oh, Sagittarius. Heading towards the Ten of Pentacles, perhaps. All right, get busy, get going. Looks good. Okay, what do we have going on for Sagittarius? Oh, all right. Okay, let's see. What's up? Sagittarius. Yeah, somebody, you guys might have a masculine that you're just sort of like, oh my God, like, I don't know what they mean. What do they want? Kind of thing. What are they trying to say? Why do they just come to me with these like little messages? Why don't they just, make up their mind? Yeah, you may be dealing with somebody who's just kind of giving you the runaround. I don't think it's purposeful or manipulative. I think it's just them. They also might smoke too much pot. I'm getting that too. Okay. And that can, sometimes, I'm not like against smoking pot or anything like that, but I mean, let's face it, it can, if it's too much, it can be, cause people to not take action towards things at times, stuff like that, or not be clear on what they want to take action toward. Okay, so let's see what's going on for Sagittarius, please. Sagittarius placements. Sagittarius friends, what is up? Okay, Ten of Wands. All right. Okay, hanging in there. All right. A little tired. A little tired of the race. Okay. I get it. Oh, okay. Wanting to find that, like, good match. All right. Makes sense. Okay. Okay, I feel like yeah, because I'm getting like this Three of Swords. I kept seeing it like going through the deck, shuffling through the deck, stuff like that as I was shuffling. I think many of you, I get this energy of like sort of tired of like waiting on either a particular person, all right, to kind of suit up and show up for you, or just in general. Like if you're single, there's this sort of like tired of the game, pressing on. You're not really showing this. You're definitely suiting up and showing up with the Nine of Pentacles. Not really showing that face to the world, that kind of thing. But, there's this part of you that is just tired of waiting. I keep hearing the kinks in my, tired of waiting for you, in my head here. So you do have this Ace of Cups, Two of Cups, energy showing up. So I do feel like there's something on the table. All right. No pun intended. Some kind of love interest or love offer, something along those lines. But there's a part of you, I don't know, you may be like, again, I just feel like there's like this holding pattern. And there's this energy of, I don't know, is this practical? Is this something that really will lead to marriage? Is this something that's going to be that stable security that I'm looking for, kind of thing? So here's the deal. Whether you're single and like just kind of waiting for that, it's like been a long time waiting for that good relationship, that good connection, that's stable, that's also got that like emotional connection to it, that sort of thing. Or if you've recently, or maybe for a while, been dealing with someone. So it kind of fits all gloves here, right? Whether you're single, in a relationship, somebody new that you've met, something like that. The most important message I can deliver from this reading are these two cards, all right, which is the Empress and the Seven of Pentacles that I'm looking at. Because the advice of this reading is the Empress energy, and the most likely outcome is the Seven of Pentacles. There's something here I feel, okay, so there's two ways of presenting this. So I'll trust that you guys know yourself well enough and will be honest with yourself well enough to know which one is you. So the advice would be thus, all right, and again, there's going to be two different ways to look at this. So the first one I will say that I think it is for most of you is that it's a matter of needing to show that you are. Now, let me finish what I'm going to say before, like, I don't want this to be triggering or something like that, but to show that you are worth someone putting the effort into. Okay, so what I mean by that, like, I don't think you have any issues with like self-worth or anything like that. I feel like those things are showing fine. But the thing is about the Nine of Pentacles is sometimes the Nine of Pentacles can be a little too aloof. All right. And whereas the Empress energy, which is kind of the next step, like the graduation where, we want to kind of evolve to, at least in the earth energy of this plane, is this Empress energy, which is very nurturing, very, very compassionate, not a martyr, not like a people pleaser, not like that, but just very nourishing, nurturing, very cool with themselves. They know who they are. They know what they can give. They don't stress a lot. They don't worry a lot. They just have this like sort of natural ease with themselves. Thus, they have this natural ease with others and of compassion and nurturing others also to bring them up to higher levels. All right. So this is saying then show this person that you're not just like some aloof, super independent person. Because some women energies, all right, or female energies can get into that energy a little bit too much, where it's like they want to overly prove their independence. Okay. And this is saying, well, okay, that's cool. But, we also got to show that nurturing feminine side of ourselves too. And then that kind of shows this person that Wow. Okay. Yeah. Sagittarius is, and again, not in a triggering way, but Sagittarius is worth, putting this effort into. So what I mean by that, like, I don't want to make anybody feel like, oh, you're not worth the energy to put into. That's not where, I would never go in that negative direction like that. But it's the best phrasing I can think of with this, because it's like, someone may feel like if you were just in the Nine of Pentacles energy all the time, then like this masculine energy or whatever gender combination, you're working with here in a romantic sense might feel like, well, I don't know if it's worth it, because it's like, Sagittarius is so damn independent and doesn't really, people like to feel needed in a relationship or feel like a part of something in a relationship. And if they feel like you don't really need that, like you're so independent and aloof, like you don't really need, then it's like they might get sort of confused as to what their role is in a relationship or a partnership with you. So there's something about, showing them that more nurturing side of things. All right. So there's that. The other way would be kind of the opposite of that. So like if you are more, and this is where I urge you to, to be honest with yourself, if you are more sort of like well, I'm an empress and, I should have everything, kind of thing, this person might be like kind of tired and worn out of like how to please you. Like, and if that's the case, like you might just be in the wrong relationship, right? It's like if you're not getting your needs met, then you need more of an emperor or something like that. Because I feel like this person could be like just like tired of like trying different things that would be what you're looking for or what pleases you in that way. So in that case, the advice is not to not be an empress. Of course, you want to be in that self-deserving energy and all of those things, but not so much, where we are putting heavy demands on others to like consistently like bring to us things or to take care of everything for us or something like that. We don't want to, I think I said in one of the readings, recently, I remember because somebody commented on it, like we don't want to just sit around and eat bonbons and just, wait for somebody to come fix everything for us either, kind of deal. So either way, I do feel like this is more about romance than career for you guys. So, I mean, I do think that there is an energy that is around you, all right, currently. So if you're not meeting somebody right now, then it's like that energy though is available. Like it's around. It can happen, but if we're too aloof or we're coming off as maybe too hard to please or something like that, then things might not be gelling well, all right, is what I see here. So kind of, a little tough love read in a way. But the thing is, I want to make sure, too, that I stress, like, it's not a bad thing to be self-reliant and in Empress energy. That's a beautiful thing. But there's something about then either this person then isn't going to be able to, like, climb up to those standards in a way and, fulfill that. Or it's, again, maybe asking too much from someone. Okay. All right. So that's where I'm seeing that. Okay. So that was Sagittarius. We're on to Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn. Let's see what's going on for you, Capricorn. Okay. Capricorn friends, Capricorn placements. Let's see what the message is for our beautiful Capricorns. What do we got? Do they most need to hear at this time? For current energy, what is their message? Okay. All right. All right. Oh. Okay. Woo. Interesting. Change on the horizon for sure. Okay. All right. Let's see. Yeah. Definitely some sort of kind of karmic situation here that like is leading toward happiness in a positive way. Okay, so let's see what we have. All right, so you're starting off. We have the Death card with the 10 of Wands. So the Death card it's like Scorpionic energy, right? It's Scorpio's card. So, but it's not, even if there is a Scorpio involved, like this is your like energy currently. So the death card's about like ready for like new things. All right. The difference is though with the Ten of Wands, it's like you're not really there yet. All right, so it's like this deeper, because the death Scorpio energy is ruled by Pluto, right? So Pluto is about like profound change. It's like when we look at the root of something, dig it up, and we look at it, and we're like, okay, something needs to change here, and then we trample over, those experiences that haven't, promoted positive change, and we charge on towards creating new foundations, new change in our lives, right? And it's like, and the Ten of Wands here is kind of speculating here that you're not really, though, like presenting that you are ready, to do that. but you are. Okay, so here's the thing. Because the Ten of Wands, oftentimes, it's a card, if you look at the posturing of this person on this card, they're hunched over, their heads down, they're carrying all these, like, burdens. They don't know, they can't even see, like, where they're going because they have, like, all of these things in front of them. So I've oftentimes on this channel said, like, what, and it's funny because you have it, is showing it here. I always say the solution is to put down some of those things, right? So that you can see what the goal is. You can see, like, where you're headed. Because if you put down all those heavy ass sticks, right, just toss them on the ground and just pick up one, which is the Ace of Wands. So how handy, it's right here, right? You just pick up one, which is that fire, that motivation, that passion, right? To new beginnings. Aces are about new things. All right, when we just put all the rest of those down and pick up one, wow, lo and behold, it's like we're no longer trudging along. All of a sudden, we've just got one wand. We can stand up straight. We can see where we're going. Our vision's not blocked by all the things in our way, right? And we can charge forward triumphantly. So that is definitely showing in your reading because you have the Wheel of Fortune here, which is a card about new cycles, new karmas, new fates, new destinies, and you have this Ace of Wands saying, yay, you have this like fire, this passion, this motivation to move forward to that. You also have the Three of Cups here. So I think there's a part of you that really wants to like celebrate this energy or get out more, socialize more, have more fun, things like that with the Three of Cups. Your advice is interesting. It's the King of Pentacles. Okay, so the King of Pentacles is a card of being practical, taking care of business, taking care of business every day. It's very, Bachman Turner Overdrive. Didn't they have like a wheel on the cover of their first album, I think? Anyway, that's going back. Sorry. Okay. But it's like the King of Pentacles advice is it's very mature energy. It's very stable energy. It's making good practical decisions, things like that. So it's not necessarily like, oh, screw this, I'm just going to turn the wheel and follow all my passions and all that. It is, definitely like that is showing as your soul's evolution, like what's in your soul, right? Pluto energy. But the practical, like more earthly day-to-day energy here is like, just like I said, taking care of business, being practical, down to earth, that sort of thing. As far as your potential outcome, you have the Two of Wands. Again, I want to point out there's two wands here. Remember, we just talked about like needing to put down all these wands and just choose one. Okay, this is exactly what this card is doing. The Two of Wands indicates in tarot someone needing to make a choice. All right. And there's like little obstacles here, but not as big as you think. So it's like choosing between one wand or the other and one direction or the other. So it's like, if you notice in the picture, this person's like holding the world in their hands. Like, what do you see? What do you see, Capricorn, when you look into the world? Like, what do you want your vision to be? And that is the wand to choose. All right. And so, I mean, you have a very clear message here of putting down all the things that look like burdens and problems and you're so hunched over you can't see where you're going kind of thing. Just choose one right now, one clear passion, one clear motivation, and make that choice, put that hand, and see, like, what do you see in your world, and take that, like, magic wand of passion and motivation and fiery energy, and go, start seeing it in your world. So it's not like high pressure. I don't see this as a high pressure reading, like, oh my God, you have to do this now, Capricorn. But because it's got King of Pentacles here, which is like practical and things like that. But it is saying to, though, make that choice of motivation. All right, do start there. All right, what do you want to see in your world? That's where to start. What do if you were holding this like magic globe, of the world in your hand, like, what do you want to see in there? And then whatever that is, you may want to see a lot of things, but choose one. And that's like the active participation that you can make right now. And then it's like, I would imagine as the readings progress, it'll be more about like taking action towards your choice. But right now it's more about like making a choice. All right, really taking your time, thinking about what you want, not loads of time. It's not like slow as molasses time here, but taking time to like look into this vision of what do you really want, and making those choices toward that. Okay. All right. So that's what I have for you, Capricorn. We're on to Aquarius. We are. Okay. Aquarius. All right. Let's see what's going on for Aquarius, friends. Aquarius placements. Okay. Aquarius, please. What is the message for Aquarius energies, Aquarius placements? All right. All right. Okay, here we go. All right, what do we have for Aquarius, please? Aquarius placements. Any placement. Aquarius friends. What is the message? Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Setting yourself free from something. I feel like there's something that you don't see, like that's more of a childhood influence than you realize at this time. All right. So it's in a good way, though. Yeah. Okay. I'm not sure. Let's see. Let me see what's going on here. So you have the Two of Swords and you have the Six of Wands. Yeah, I feel like you guys are closed off to your intuition at this time, and it's like you're just kind of pressing through with like outer confidence, all right, but not really kind of wanting to look at the reason why you are, moving forward or leaving something behind or something like that. So not really wanting to like dive into that right now. I feel like you guys aren't like into diving into heavy things right now, basically, is what I'm getting. And it's like, it's just not something that you want to do. And absolutely, I can respect that. And I don't know, but there is something here. I don't feel like you need to dive into heavy things at this time, like dark shadow work things, nothing like that. But there is, and we'll clarify this. There is something though that there does need to see like the other side of the coin of a situation. So that may mean like someone that you are, like dealing with, whether it be, romantic or friendship or even like, children, something like that. We got Leo and Pisces here, Virgo here, Leo again, there are definitely some of those cards here. But let's see, because your card came out in the recent past of the Seven of Swords, but the Seven of Swords going into the Eight of Cups, this is like definitely wanting to leave behind like that which you do not trust. So, and I can understand that, that makes good sense. We should want to leave behind that which we do not trust, or which has proven to like that we've had to tiptoe around or something along those lines. That's good. But the thing is, are we really seeing that though? So, especially when it comes to like romantic energy, is what I'm sensing here. Because there is some sort of like hidden influence of like connection here, all right, that is showing. But there's also like in the past this sort of tiptoeing around that or not really seeing that, all right. And with the Eight of Cups, this is like wanting to put all that stuff behind you, not wanting things to be tiptoed around anymore, not wanting things to be hidden and feelings to be hidden. And it's like wanting to move forward, possibly wanting to express things, stuff like that. That is great. However, with the Devil card showing up, unless it's a Capricorn. If it's a Capricorn, it's just saying, hey, in your near future, there's a Capricorn. But if there's no Capricorn specifically involved here, then it could be this energy of, like I said, that's great, to want to move towards being more emotionally expressive and open and showing different sides of yourself and different experiences, different perspectives. But it's like with the Devil card showing here, though, it's like, is it really, though? Because this is still in this position of, you're showing this outward confidence, but on the inside, there's still this energy of not facing something or not really truly seeing the motivations behind something, behind actions. All right. So let's take a look at that Hanged Man, because the Hanged Man is in your advice energy. Okay. And it's urging you to take a look at something from a different perspective. So let's see what that is. So tell me about the Hanged Man as far as advice for Aquarius, please. What is the advice? Clarify the Hanged Man for the Aquarians watching, placements. Okay. Ten of Cups, King of Cups, Queen of Swords, and Six of Cups. Okay. Okay. All right. I feel like there's something like you really want to express about something different about yourself is what I'm getting. Again, this might be for some of you, like it's about like children or something like that. Maybe you need to have a talk with the kids or, something that's been going on. Maybe there's a move coming up and, you got to talk to them or something like that. Like the devil's a face, the elephant in the room, something like that. Others of you, though, if it is romantic, which I would imagine for most of you, it is more of a romantic situation. It's more of this, there's an attachment to a situation or someone, all right, that you are possibly putting a lot of expectation on that brings you like this emotional comfortability or emotional happiness. All right. So that's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, it's not a great thing, but it's not necessarily like something that you have to analyze for 20 million years or anything like that. But there is something about like this person or this situation that is tied into childhood. So there's some sort of comfort level that this person like does. I don't think it's false. I think it is a comfort zone level here with someone. And I do feel like there's something here to then express in an honest way or a different perspective kind of way, all right, about like sincerity, genuinity. There's something very innocent here that needs to be expressed or explored, all right, about either someone's role in a relationship, all right, what they mean to you in that way, but again, I do feel like this is very karmic and it's more tied into so in other words, you may be possibly putting these expectations on someone that represents this emotional fulfillment, but it's actually what you possibly aren't seeing is that it may be something that's tied into an emotional need from childhood that this person does fulfill. So then I guess the other perspective is it really true, really love here? All right. Or is it more of a need for this fulfillment from this person? So it's if it's this, fantastic. All right, that can work. All right, if it's this, then I would say then there's something here to let go of and look at this from a different perspective and ask these questions and see these questions. Is this really, what I am wanting from this situation or person? Or is it that I'm just trying to fulfill some sort of comforting need in some way? Okay. So, I mean, time will tell. This looks like something that's like going on here. Probably has been going on, I would say. Could be for like the last like seven months, something like that, maybe 8 months. Off and on, or years, 7-8 years, something along those lines. But for most of you, I feel like it's more like, look at those perspectives right now and see if this is genuine, sincere energy, or is it just like this need for this expectation from this person to bring like this comfort zone to you. Okay. All right. So that's what I have there. That was Aquarius. We're on to Pisces. Okay. If you like this video, please thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. Thank you. All right. So let's take a look at Pisces now. Okay. Pisces energy. What is going on? Whew. Okay. Pisces friends, Pisces placements. Let's see what the message is for you. Oh, okay. Well, that was quick. All right. Okay. Okay, you have some great cards, Pisces. All right, for sure. Whoa, hello, Tower. Tower and Justice cards showing up at the bottom of the deck as well. All right, so Libra energy, Scorpio energy, Cancer energy. We got this Jupiter energy showing up here for you. All right, so you have some really great cards. What's funny is that, because you have the Nine of Pentacles, but you have the Page of Swords. There's something like, I feel like you guys need to step into a stronger positioning for yourself, all right? Because it's like, I don't know, some of you may be sort of hiding or coveting your value in some way and not really like stepping into like the confident, like, I don't know, like some of you, I feel like many of you are ready for like a different experience in a relationship romantically, okay? But you're not necessarily showing that. All right? So show that. Because the thing is, it's like, we're going to attract what we are. So, and it's like, but that's a combination of how we are inwardly and outwardly. So it's like those need to match. So I do feel like there's this energy here that's needing to sort of become more cohesive to others. So it's like, yes, you might be like this, very confident, grounded, probably feminine for most of you. I'm getting it's mostly feminine energy here. So if you're a masculine, I don't know, maybe this will relate, maybe not. But it's like, this confident sort of self-reliant, not needy or clingy kind of person. I feel like you are, showing that you're not showing that I feel like you are that person, but you're not necessarily showing that to others. So it's like they may be reading you wrong. All right. Like they may be like wanting and desiring more of that side of yourself. So like bring it out, because I do feel like in a way it's it's almost like sort of like your gift in a way to influence others in that way. So some of you you might be like coveting that, not for selfish reasons, but maybe you're afraid to bring it out, or, like, oh, well, people won't relate to me or something like that. But it's time to like have confidence. All right. Especially when it comes to like getting out there, dating, or in a relationship, or connecting with someone. It's like showing that confidence. Don't be afraid to show that confidence. Some of you might be sort of dumbing down a little bit, and I'm not trying to be offensive, but it's like, or dimming down yourself in some way. And it's like, I don't feel like that's what's needed right now. What's needed right now is universe wants you to show that confidence, show who you are, to really start visualizing the changes that are ahead for you in the future. Because man, you've got good cards showing up here. All right, this is literally in your near future outcome position. The Wheel of Fortune, fantastic card, turning the wheel. It's Jupiter ruled. It's, good luck, beneficial, benefic, all those good things, right? So very auspicious, showing up for you in this position, and especially with the advice of the Chariot card, because the Chariot card is about victory, breaking forward. You have these like confident cards here showing up. So it's like your like winning ticket right now is like confidence, and not hiding that from others, not playing that down, not pretending that you're anything less than you actually are. Okay, that is the advice that I see right now, especially when it comes to connecting with others romantically. Especially, if you're single and you're not really meeting somebody, there's something about that then really like show who you are. Do not dim that down. And, it's not cockiness or anything like that. It's just your natural flair, let it show, because you are definitely moving forward in some way. Now, for some of you too, this could absolutely be some sort of movement for you. So moving, literally, moving forward. Some of you maybe car shopping, since it's just a current energy reading, it could be that too. But there's definitely this momentum that is moving forward for you. So it's like, don't be afraid of that and step into it. All right. Don't try to like self-deprecate or, things like that right now are not your friend. Okay. All right. So that's what I have for you guys. If you like that, please leave a thumbs up, drop me a comment. I'd appreciate it. And thank you so much. I'll see you guys soon. All right. Bye.